Good evening, everyone. It's Jeff Higgins from Higgins Storm Chasing. It's the 28th of the 4th, 2015 at about 8 p.m. Okay, well, things are starting to get pretty serious now with this next system that's approaching southeast Queensland and eastern New South Wales. There is an upper level trough and low which is forecast to enter into northwestern New South Wales and into southern inland parts of Queensland, with a very cold air mass of air above. This will draw in moisture off the Pacific Ocean, and with all of that instability created from the warm moist air and the cold air aloft, will generate areas of heavy rainfall, particularly east of the ranges in southeast Queensland, east of the ranges in northern and central New South Wales. There is some uncertainty with forecasts on how far this system will track towards the south, RE, Newcastle, Hunter districts. However, I'd be closely watching forecasts for that area. What does look to remain fairly certain now is that areas from Fraser Island south are going to receive quite a significant amount of rainfall on Thursday and Friday. We'll go on and look at that now. These charts are from the Bureau of Meteorology, by the way, and this one is the 8-day rainfall total forecast. So you can see areas there. This model the combination of models is putting out up to 300 in parts through there, which is certainly not out of the question given the system. Let's go and break it down day for day, area for area, where the highest risks are. This is for Thursday, 24 hours rainfall totals on Thursday. Areas from Fraser Island south inland to the ranges, southeast coast. Many people have been asking, excuse me, where southeast coast is. That line down there, around there, and in there. Gold Coast, Ipswich, Brisbane, Sunshine Coast, Lockyer Valley, Brisbane Valley, Scenic Rim, hinterland areas, all of that. That's southeast coast, all right? You can see that there's possibility of some heavy rain also extending up here into southern parts of the Wide Bay Burnett, which is that region, say Gympie South, Fraser Island South. All right, areas there of rainfall. This is probably going to start to really increase late-ish on Thursday. Areas there of up to 100 mil. That's 24 hours on Thursday. And then again on Friday, another 100 for most parts of the southeast coast. Down here from Brisbane South Gold Coast area, 150. And down into northeast New South Wales, 100, 150 to 200 there in 24 hours. It's a small pocket. These could move around a little bit. Obviously we're talking best available data at the moment. Once a system develops and you start to get these heavy rain areas, you can start to identify them and put out, obviously, warnings and heads-ups and all that sort of stuff. So a lot of rain forecast there. These sorts of rainfall amounts in such a short time are likely to produce flash flooding in flood-prone known areas, low-lying areas with poor drainage, creeks and causeways and crossings, and just those areas that always flood. You just got to keep an eye out for those. I'm not too concerned at all about Wivenhoe Dam, Somerset Dam, Brisbane River, any of those ones. They can handle a system like this. It's only 300, but it's more your local stuff, your local areas that are at risk of flash flooding. So that's for Friday. You can see the totals are starting to mount up. So it starts to shift south down into northeast New South Wales. On Saturday, the rainfall starts to ease through the southeast coast and southeast Queensland area, but it does shift south in northeast New South Wales and further down the coast, which we'll move on to now. You can see here, if you add up these totals around the Gold Coast, Tweed Coast areas, that's certainly up around the 300 mil mark. You've got 100 there Saturday, 150 on Friday, and 50 to 100 on Thursday. So totals are really forecast to be right up there. Okay, this is the extension further down south for on Friday, showing you northeast New South Wales and the mid-north coast, down as far as Coffs Harbour, for heavy rainfall. These sort of areas and bullseye targets do become quite a concern. The areas of up to 300 mil in the 24-hour period. Now, Coffs Harbour had a severe storm tonight. Just had a text from Jamie, former HSC admin, gave us a heads up there, 93 mil in about an hour. for certain areas of Coffs Harbour. You get this sort of stuff come down in on top of it, and it causes enhanced flash flooding in those sort of areas. But look, any of this stuff could cause it anyway. Let's see, I think that is Saturday the 2nd. You can see that the rainfall has shifted out of southeast Queensland, southeast coast districts, and focused down the coast here in northeast New South Wales. As I did mention, we're just uncertain, and models are uncertain about how far south this system will go with the heavy rain. We do expect to see some heavy rain further down the coast, but that's getting out, Saturday, Sunday. So it's getting a little bit far ahead at this stage. However, everybody's closely watching it. The closer we get, the more confident we get, the more we ramp things up. And that's just not on behalf of HSC, but also other various outlets such as the emergency service departments and the BOM. So you can see there's a lot of rainfall forecast. We'll flick over now to the GFS model, which is a precipitation 0 to 7 day totals from Weather Zone. Northeast New South Wales there, bullseye target, bang, maxed out 300. Extending up into southeast coast of Queensland here, 240 to 300 there as well. And extending down the coast here towards Sydney, but very, very coastal down there and not as much. And that's the uncertainty part down south here. We definitely suspect that there's going to be a low form, a deep trough and a low, somewhere between Fraser Island and Coolangatta, and that low will spin and direct all this heavy rainfall onto the coast late Thursday into Friday, Saturday down the coast. Further inland, we do expect some showers and storms. All right, some of those storms may become severe with heavy rain and large hail. Large hail due to the cold air aloft with the upper low out here. Storms because they're on the edge of the cloud line. So you get the heating, brews up the storms, warm air coming in, mixes. That's probably the area, inland parts for showers and storms with some possibly severe on Thursday afternoon and Friday afternoon at this stage. Move on. Okay, with the HSC app, there is a few reasons why I've put out a flood watch on our behalf for southeast Queensland, northeast New South Wales, east of the ranges, Gympie south to Coolangatta, south to Coffs Harbour, Thursday onwards, 300mm possible flash flooding. I guess I like to give people a little bit more lead time, thus being, let's say, 24 hours tomorrow, because by Thursday it's going to be raining. So that's why we've put this little flash flood watch up via the app, sent notifications out, and we've also posted it to page. The HSC app is available on Android and Apple devices, and it supports the team here at HSC. Our Queensland forecast will go there, videos will go there, radars, bomb warnings, notifications there, and a whole list of more stuff over here. I'm going to bring up the post here on the flash flood. It's got some more detail of what I've posted to HSC Facebook. It has some more detail here. Sorry, while I scroll here. So HSC flash or flood watch heads up for southeast Queensland. So that would be east of the ranges, northeast New South Wales, east of the ranges. Rainfall forecast totals in the southeast coast of Queensland. That includes, we've had a gazillion questions. The admins have been going hammer and tong trying to give people some guidance as to where the southeast coast of Queensland is and what areas that includes. Sunshine Coast, Brisbane, Ipswich, Gold Coast, hinterland areas and valley areas. Generally, east of the range from Kingaroy, Toowoomba, Warwick, east. And northern rivers of New South Wales, again, east of the ranges there. Lismore, what else is down there? Ballina, Byron Bay, Casino, places like that. Extending further down a little bit as well, they're indicating potential falls of up to 300mm in 48 hours on Thursday and Friday. Spreading south Friday and Saturday, the mid-north coast of New South Wales. Flash flooding of some local streets and causeways. Low-lying, known trouble spots is a risk. Fairly reasonable risk. Flooding of some local rivers, streams and creeks. Obviously, that is highly dependent on where heaviest rains fall. It's a heads up, so it's just preparing people that if they want to move their livestock to higher ground, we have a lot of horses and cattle, that people put on floodplains for the grasses, and obviously 300 mil, they go under, and we've got cows and horses floating down creeks and rivers and very distressed owners. So it's just a little bit of lead time to allow people tomorrow to possibly move those guys up to safer areas, just in case it does happen, which it's looking reasonably likely to happen somewhere. HSC, as I just mentioned, for public interest, more lead time. We would like people to exercise extreme caution when travelling during wet weather on Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and in periods of heavy rain. This would include slowing down. Cars would tend to aquaplane off roads. Obviously, there's going to be could be streets that flood that you're not even going to know about. You'll be travelling along 60 k's an hour, next minute, voompa, you're in the middle of it. So keep an eye out from that. Just slow down, be aware, be prepared. We will pass on any official warnings and advices should they be issued. I did have a small or slight expectation that either the New South Wales BOM or Queensland BOM this afternoon at 5 p.m. would issue a flood watch for both areas. They have not. They have issued a media statement acknowledging the system. However, we will pass on the official ones, the flood watches, the severe weather warnings, and flood warnings should they eventuate. And this is the updated forecast coming to you now by 9 o'clock. Okay, that is enough from me. There is a lot of rain coming. Be prepared, be aware. It's on like Donkey Kong. The finer movements of this east coast low will determine exactly where heavy rainfall occurs. But for now, it's from the Fraser Island south. All right? We'll keep you updated as models crunch numbers, crunch accuracy, and all that sort of stuff. Cheers, guys. Stay safe. Talk to you soon.